Hi, welcome to Threadhead TV. This is Jude Bell. Thank you for joining me. Today's project, we take a pair of regular pants and turn them into a beautiful pair of tuxedo bow pants. Stay tuned. It's a great project for getting a second life out of a pair of pants that might be too small or that somebody has outgrown. I love seeing the big bows on the runway right now and the long belts or sashes, so this is a way to update an old pair of pants as well. Save yourself the headache of seam ripping the waistband out as I did here. Just go ahead and cut it off because that's what I had to end up doing anyway because of the holes that my belt loops left behind. I used a vintage fabric that was from the 1950s in Burma from my mother-in-law that I love. My strips of fabric are 2 inches wide before sewing, and I made them long enough so that I could hem the bottom as well. On the original black pant, I seam ripped the hem open so that I could attach it to the fabric strip. And I seam ripped it open about 2 inches, you can see at the bottom, maybe 1.5 inches. As always, pin right sides together. After straight stitching, then I used a zigzag stitch to finish the edge. Pressing your project in between every step is going to give you the best results. I don't show this step, but I did seam rip the zipper out of the front fly, and I'm going to reuse it here on the side seam. I sewed the front fly closed. Put double pins in here to show me where the zipper will start. At that point where the zipper starts and then all the way to the end, I will use a basting stitch instead of a regular straight stitch. Double fold the hem and sew along the line where the original hem was. Next, we will install the zipper on the side where we use the basting stitch. This is the wrong side of the garment, and you will start by opening the zipper. You place the teeth right along the seam, pin, use a zipper foot, and sew in place. Once you get to the end of the zipper, you leave your needle down in the fabric in order to pivot. So across the bottom, and now you will zip up your zipper in order to sew the last side. Once your zipper is in, then you can seam rip those original basting stitches out. I also reused the flap that goes over the fly that I seam ripped off with the zipper, and I'm reusing it here in order to protect the skin from that zipper. Now that your side seams and your hem are all done, we will turn our attention to making the sash. I wanted mine extra long. The longer the better, and I could have made it even longer. You may have to piece your fabric together to make it long enough. A good rule of thumb for the sash is that it would almost reach the floor when it's tied without a bow. That's how long I wanted mine. So I took the inseam times 2 plus the measurement of the waist, and that's how long my sash was. So I'm starting where my double pins are, sewing all the way around the end, around the top, and then all the way around that end to end at my other opening of my double pin. The bow and sash parts are done. We turn it right side out and press, as always. You will fold under the raw edges of the open part of the sash and press. Here is my opening, and the side seam is a little bit tricky where the zipper is, only because I left about a half inch here at the top between where my zipper is and the protective flap. And I'm going to tuck the waistband in between those two layers. Then we pin, making sure that we catch both the front and back sash around the waistband, so that my sewing machine will be sure to catch both the front and back layers of my sash as I'm sewing. At this point, my daughter has tried them on and they fit beautifully. I'm so happy with how they turned out. However, there is a bit of a gap on the back of the pant. So to solve this problem, I put in a little bit of elastic along the back. And here's how I did it. I used about a 5-inch long piece of elastic that was about a ½ inch wide. I made a ½ inch wide slit on the inside of the back. I put the elastic in there, affixed the elastic and closed up the hole, all with a satin stitch. Here I'm putting a straight stitch at the top in order to keep the elastic in place, which is a little bit further down from the very edge. And then I'm making another hole on the other side of the fabric in the same spot, pulling the elastic so that I get some gathering back there. One last step that I don't show here is to put a hook at the top of the sash where the two meet and right before you tie the bow. And this will keep the sash up, the bow up a little more rather than sagging down. And there you have it, a beautiful new pair of tuxedo bow tie pants from an old pair that's too small. Thank you so much for watching Threadhead TV. Please come on back for more great projects.